Welcome to the Beginner's Guide of Setting Up Woocommerce. My name is Max with A1 Website Pro, and in this tutorial we're going to assume that you've already installed the Woocommerce platform, that you bought it, downloaded it, uploaded WordPress, whatever, and installed it, and you're ready to click activate. So we're going to activate our Woocommerce plugin, and that's where we're going to take it from right here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is over here we're going to hover over Woocommerce, right? And we're going to come down here to settings. Okay, now one of the things that Woocommerce is going to ask you, if you notice right here, install Woocommerce pages, this would be for your customer's account page, for, you know, if maybe they downloaded something, they got to go download it, so on and so forth. But that Woocommerce will install these pages for you automatically. Now it's important that you create a TOS page or a terms of service page, privacy page, or whatnot. But we could install all those pages, but just by clicking this button right here after we activate Woocommerce. Okay, and so now Woocommerce installed all those pages, but now they need to know what's going on with those pages. So you know, or where they're located. So we'll go over here to Woocommerce and go down to settings. Okay. And then when we go down to settings, you see this where it says pages. We'll go ahead and we'll configure all these accounts, but we'll go to pages first, just like this here. And you'll notice it'll ask, well, what do you want your shop base page to be? And you know, if you created your own page, you know, you might have had products, or you know, might have called it something different, but they automatically call it shop because that's one of the pages that Woocommerce installed for you. Now this terms page, a terms of service page, you notice that it doesn't have a page. It didn't create a terms of service page, so you would have to create a TOS page. All right, and so how you would do that is you go over to pages, click add new, just like you would in any other platform, and just put TOS or whatever you're going to call it, and then you put your descriptions down here as far as your terms of service, and then you would click publish. Okay, so now we have our TOS page. So what we would do is we would go back again to Woocommerce, back down to settings. Okay, I like setting the pages up first because it just seems like that should be the first step anyway. And so anyway, we'll go down here to terms page, and now we'll notice if we type in TOS, it comes right up. And so we'll say, okay, well, that's a terms of service page, and the people cannot check out unless they agree to your terms of service in Woocommerce. As we scroll down the page, these are the other pages that Woocommerce just installed for you automatically. Okay, and then what you want to do is go down here and click Save Changes. Now everything is ready for your customers to come with you know, and tour the different pages. All right, so let's go up here to the first tab, which is General. All right, so let's say that you're not in the United Kingdom, maybe you're in the United States, and if you go down here to United States, you'll notice it will have the different states available for you. And in the United States, we do US dollar sign, of course. And maybe you're allowing all countries, or maybe you just want to specify countries. And so if you just have some, you know, specific countries, you know, maybe you're only shipping to the United States, or the United States and Canada, or whatnot. So maybe we'll put Canada on here too. So we could specify what countries, you know, that we're going to do business with. Here, this will be, if you enable the store-wide notice, you know, this, you could say that this is a demo. Orders will not be fulfilled, or something else of that nature if you wanted to customize that. But this is going to be a real store, so we're going to leave that unchecked. We can enable the use of coupons here. You could give your customers a percentage off or a dollar amount by enable the coupons. And how you enable the coupons is over here in these settings here, and I'll show you that there in a minute. Okay, you can enable guest checkout so that they do not have to create an account on your website. So this is a popular feature. Maybe they're just coming for one item and they don't think they'll ever be back again. So you enable guest checkout. You can enable them to write you a note on their checkout. And if you have an SSL on your website, you can force an SSL checkout so that they'll have the little lock at the top. You can allow registration on the account page by ticking this box, or you can register using the email for the username. That means that they would sign in with their email address, okay? For customer accounts, you can prevent customers from accessing the WordPress admin. So a lot of times whenever they sign into their account, you don't want them to see the dashboard, like you do, for their account. So you can prevent them from accessing the WordPress admin. I like having that checked. You can also have clear the cart whenever your customer logs out by ticking this box. And you can allow customers to repurchase orders from their account page. So that's kind of a nice feature to have. Here's the different styling features that you would have. I'm just going to leave those all for the Woocommerce CSS because they do a pretty good job. Enable the light box. That's where the whole when they click on a picture, the whole background becomes like a transparent gray, and they just see the picture real big. So light box is kind of a nice feature. You can enable enhanced country select boxes. This will enable a script allowing a country field to be searchable. Okay, so that'd be a nice thing to have. Downloadable products, maybe you're uploading MP3s, videos, PDF files. You can have them force the download, or redirect them to another page to download. I would just leave this force downloads. And I would say that downloads require login. Now this setting does not apply to guest purchases, but they should be logged in order to be able to download whatever they purchase for you. If you're an artist selling an MP3 or photographs or so on and so forth, maybe you're allowing people to use your graphics or pictures or photos on there, and in order for them to use it, they'll have to download, from your site. So you would want that to be ticked. You could grant access to the downloadable products after payment, and that's a good thing to do. So then whenever a customer or somebody purchases something, they can download it immediately. And what you want to do is make sure you click Save Changes, and we'll have all of that stuff ready for us. Alright, so now let's go to the catalog, and let's see what kind of settings are under here in the Woocommerce platform. Here's where you can do a default sorting. That means from the top to the bottom. You can do custom sorting by popularity, average rating, the most recent item, or you can sort by price, ascending and descending. Ascending would be the highest prices first, sort by price descending. This would be kind of like the lowest price first, but we're going to leave it on default sorting. Now on the shop page, we can enable show products or show subcategories or show both. So we're just going to have that show products, and the same with the default category. Okay, so that means that you're not going to show the categories, you're just going to show the products themselves. Now add to cart. This redirect to the cart page after addition. That means if they add something to their cart, it's going to redirect them to another page, for the checkout. Or you can enable this Ajax where they stay on the same page. It just kind of like adds to cart just right there. Okay. Now here's some product fields. Now, whenever we get ready to add a product, we can enable the SKU fields for the product. And now this is a good feature to have, especially if in the future, if you're going to offer variations like different sizes, like small, medium, and large, or different colors, black, white, yellow, red. Okay, and this right here, if you're shipping anything and weight is an issue, you might want to enable the weight field for the products. So you're going to have to, if you're shipping products and there are different weights, you'll probably have to have that enabled. And then these are the dimensions, width, height, and thickness. So you want to enable dimensions for your packages, and then you could show your weight and dimensions. And in the United States, they use pounds and they use inches, or they can use centimeters too. But Here's another cool thing, product ratings. You can enable ratings on the reviews, and that's a good thing to have on your website, so other customers can get feedback. So you can enable ratings on reviews, and then ratings, another customer can rate a review of another customer, so that's kind of cool. Ratings are required to leave a review. So if what we're going to say is if you're coming to our website and you're going to rate our product, you better leave a review on why you gave it 1 star or 5 stars, right? So the ratings are required to leave a review. So now show verified owner label for customer reviews. So that means that this person actually purchased this product, and those are the only people that can leave a review. And so I kind of like to have that ticked, because you don't want somebody just coming to your website leaving a bogus review, right? So that's kind of nice to have that ticked. Okay, so now here's our pricing options. Our currency position could be on the left or the right, left, right with space. We're going to leave our currency position on the left. If you have any questions, if you hover over these question marks, that'll give you a little hint. But this is the $sign. We always put our $signs on the left in the United States. The thousand separator, of course, is the comma, and the decimal is the period, and the number of decimals is 2. Okay. Now you can remove the zeros after the decimal point, like $10 with the 2 zeros just becomes $10 if you have this ticked. If you unticked it, then that's going to leave the 2 zeros in. Okay, so moving right along here, here's your image options. Okay, and now a lot of people have different ideas about the size of their image. These are kind of like the defaults. Catalog images are going to be 150 by 150. You would want these images to be square because they look more symmetrical that way. They're not going to be stretched out or anything like that. So when you upload your images, just upload them to be square. You'll save yourself a lot of headache in the long run. Okay, and so then here's the width. You might want to hard crop. You might not want to hard crop the images. I would suggest uploading an image and then checking it out, see what it looks like. And then of course here's the product thumbnails, the width and the height. Alright, so we're going to click Save Changes on this, and then we're going to move to our next tab. And well, we already did the pages, okay? So our next tab is all about our inventory. Okay, now our inventory is really nice because you can enable the stock management. If you're out of stock with a product and you just you don't want people buying it because you're out of stock and you're not going to be able to satisfy the customer's request. So you can hold stock for 60 minutes for unpaid orders. Okay, so let's say that somebody comes and they make a purchase and they're not paying for their item or whatnot. So you can choose a time in minutes here. They have 60 minutes to purchase this before it becomes available to the next customer to purchase. Okay, so this is kind of a nice feature to have for those people that go through and they add to cart and they go to checkout and come to that last minute for submitting a payment, and then they don't do it. So you can hold that for 60 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. We'll leave it at 60. Notifications. Okay, we can enable low stock notifications. This will send us an email if hey, you know what, you only have a couple, right here the low stock threshold is 2. It's going to send an email and say, hey, to this email right here, and let you know you only have 2 more left in stock. And then you can enable out of stock notifications, which means out of stock threshold is 0. They're going to say, hey, listen, you don't have any more in stocks. And then you can hide the out of stock items from the catalog, okay, by ticking this right here. So then that way your customers will not even be shown the out of stock items, okay? And here you can show the stock, let them know how many is in stock. This is kind of good because if they know that there's only 2 or 3 left in stock, they might go through with the purchase. So that's kind of a good feature to have. You can show stock only if it's low, like only 2 left in stock. So and that would be your low stock threshold here. So you know, you can make this number, you know, if this number was 3, there'd be only 3 left in stock down here. Or you can never show a stock amount, okay? So you can always show it, or only show it when it's low, or never show. So what we're going to do is only show when it's low, okay? Let our customers know, hey, you better get it because the next guy is on his way and he'll get it before you do, and who knows when we're going to restock that item, okay? So that's a good thing to have. Tax. Okay, so you know, when you're shipping across state lines, you know, you don't have to charge tax, but you know, if you're shipping within your state, then you might want to enable taxes and tax calculation. Okay, so that's what you would do there. Now, I'm not really sure about the tax in New York, so I'm not going to set this. I'll contact my client and see, you know, what we're looking at there. But this is all about the taxes. So if you want prices entered with tax, you say, yes, I will enter prices inclusive of tax or exclusive of tax here. So, and to enable this, of course, you would tick this up here. You could calculate tax based upon the customer's shipping address, okay, or their billing address, all right, or possibly the shop base address. Now, the default customer address, this option determines the customer's default address before they input their own. So you could do that or select no address. We'll do shop base address for the future. Now, the shipping tax class, okay, so it says optionally control which tax class shipping gets, or leave it so shipping tax is based upon the cart items themselves. So you can have the shipping tax based upon cart items, standard, reduced rate, or 0 rate. Okay, we're not going to enable taxes. We can also round tax at subtitle, you know, leaving the rounding per line. Here's additional tax classes. You can put one per line below. We notice here we have the reduced rate and the 0 rate. In addition, the default standard rate. The tax classes can be assigned to the products. Okay, so you can assign this individually to each product, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that here in a minute. Now, display prices during cart or checkout. You can exclude tax or include tax. All right, so now whenever you're wanting to go to set your tax rates, okay, here's these were our tax options. Here's our tax rates, our standard tax rates. Okay, if that was ticked, you know, we could go ahead and insert a tax rate here, okay, for a country code, state code, zip code, city, and then set the rate, the tax name, priority compound, and if you wanted to include shipping or not, okay? And then you could have the reduced rate by clicking on this little box here and going through and doing the same thing. So you would put that rate, and then possibly, you know, if you just have a 0 rate, you would do the same thing. Okay, just repeat that process. All right, let's move on to shipping now that we took care of the taxes. So shipping, so we can enable shipping, or a lot of times, you know, if all the products would be virtual, we would untick this, but we have to do shipping. And we can enable a shipping calculator on the cart page. So then that way the people can calculate the cost of shipping before they purchase. If you don't want that, you can untick that box. Now, you can hide all shipping costs until an address is entered by ticking this box right here. Okay? So that would be a good thing to do. You know, so, you know, a lot of times people, you know, they're not concerned about shipping, or sometimes they are concerned about shipping. So we can leave that unticked so they can see the shipping prices. Now, the shipping method, you could use radio buttons or a select box. So we're going to leave that radio buttons. Now, shipping destination. Only ship to the user's billing address. Well, why would we want to tick that? Well, a lot of times, you know, the billing address will be different than the shipping address. For instance, if somebody is sending a gift, so we probably would not want to tick that, especially if we have a website where, you know, we want to enable somebody to buy somebody else a gift. All right, but we can have ship to billing address by default, and the customer would be responsible for changing that shipping address. All right. Now, you can collect the shipping address even when not required. Right now we're just going to leave it, default billing address, but then if they wanted to enter a different address for shipping, the customer would be able to do that on their end. Okay, so we're just going to leave things just like that here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click Save Changes, and we're going to go over these shipping options. We'll notice that we have free shipping, it's available, international delivery, local delivery, or local pickup. So let's go ahead over here to flat rate. Okay, so we want to enable the flat rate, and possibly the cost per order, let's put it at $12, and I will contact my client and see what they want to do. But we're going to enable this and make it $12 because usually you could ship, he ships shirts, so we could usually put shirts in a flat rate envelope, and a little bit of shipping and handling. We can make it taxable or not taxable, and here we would include all allowed countries. So, or we could specify a country, maybe only in the United States. Okay, but we'll put all allowed countries because we could ship to the United States and Canada. Alright, so moving right along here, if you had additional rates, you would put them in here. Here's a little thing for you. Optional extra shipping options with additional costs, one per line. You could put the option name, the additional costs, per cost type, order, class, or item. And then here's the example. Maybe you have priority mail, $6.95 order. Okay, so that's what you would do as far as these default items. All right, so costs added. You could put per order. You can charge this per order on the entire order as a whole, or per item. So we're going to do per item because if somebody orders 100 shirts or 50 shirts, we don't want to end up paying for the shipping, so but once again, I will contact my client to make to establish exactly what they want to do. Now down here you can add a handling fee if you want. Okay, you can charge the handling fee, maybe the cost per box or bag. But if you're getting them from the post office gives you free boxes to ship in, so which is really cool. Well, we're going to click Save Changes on that. All right, now here's the free shipping. So shipping isn't free, but maybe you wanted to offer free shipping on your site, you would tick this box. But we're going to go ahead and untick that and just click Save. Once again, I will be contacting him to see what when it gets set up here. Maybe you're going to ship internationally. Okay, so like if you're going to ship to a different country, now maybe Canada, all right, has, maybe it'll be more expensive. So the availability, we can have selected countries or exclude selected countries. So if we wanted to exclude United States from the international delivery, we would do that. And but we're not going to enable the shipping method because we've already enabled Canada under the shipping options for the flat rate. Okay, so we're just going to leave that alone. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is local delivery. Maybe we're going to deliver stuff. Maybe we have a furniture store or something like that, and we're going to deliver. We can enable local delivery right here and put a fixed amount. Okay, and then you could put zip codes. Maybe if you're a local business and you're going to deliver locally, you could enter the zip codes where you're going to deliver to. Okay, which is kind of cool for people that are selling furniture locally or whatnot, and they have a delivery service. Or possibly you'll have a local pickup. You can enable, the local pickup option. You can make that free. If you have a storefront, within your area, that would be kind of good. All right, so let's go on to payment gateways. Okay, so payment gateways are the methods in which you wish to receive your payments. Okay. So now here we can do the direct bank transfer, but we're not going to enable that option. We're going to untick this. Okay, and click Save. But if you were, this is where you would put your account name, number, so on and so forth, to enable this. Okay, now if you wanted to enable a check, if you're going to accept checks, you'll go to here and enable this method if you want to be able to accept checks. Okay, and you can put a message, please make check out to so-and-so and mail to so-and-so for the payment so that they can enable check. But we'll go ahead and disable that because we're going to do PayPal anyway. And then we're going to go to here to cash on delivery. Now if you wanted to enable cash on delivery, you would tick this, and you can enable that if you want. This is Mariah Checkout. This is partners with Woocommerce, where they can pay with a credit card online there, but we're not going to enable that. This requires an account, an additional account to use this. But here's what we're going to use. We're going to use PayPal, of course, because it's the secure method, and it will, it doesn't require an SSL on your website for your customers' information to be protected. So we'll enable that, and we'll enter the PayPal information, the prefix. We could use the form submission method, and this will enable this post to order data to PayPal via a form instead of redirecting the people to PayPal. You can use your own page style if you want, and you can send shipping details to PayPal instead of billing if you want. We're going to leave that unticked. You can enable the address override. And this is PayPal Sandbox. This means that you've entered all the information, but you're not quite ready for your store to go live. Well, that's what Sandbox is about. And so you'll enter that information there. And then, of course, you'll click Save Changes at the end. So I'm going to enter this information and click Save Changes. Okay, now the next section I'm going to is emails, and so you put the from name here and then the from address, or if you had an address you could put from your domain, you can use that. Like we could use jeremy@jeremypenn.com here if we wanted to. Here we could put a header image, and a header image in an order. Let me see if I could find one real quick. And this is what it would kind of look like, if you put a header image in here. You see Vials USA. So that's where that goes there. So if you had an image that you wanted to use, you would just put the URL there. Okay. And here's where you could put in the email footer text. You could put that so every email gets some type of footer down here at the bottom. Okay. So that's what that consists of right there. And here you can change your colors around if you like, the different colors within the email that you're sending. But anyway, we'll just click Save Changes just like that there. And what we'll do is we'll go on to the next step here. As soon as this saves, you'll notice that new order. Okay, so those were our default options. Now this is what somebody will receive whenever they get a new order. So what we want to do is put your email address right here. Okay, so you get notified every time there's a new order, and you'll have these little short codes in here for the customer. This is new customer order. That would be the email heading, and the type of format that you want to receive it in. Okay, now this these are also sent to the customer as well. Okay, so you have it sent to yourself and the customer. We'll just go ahead and click Save Changes. Okay, now the next one is processing orders. So when you're at the back end here, I'm going to show you in a minute about the products. When you're processing different orders, you can enable this. Like whenever you update the order, saying that you're that you're processing it, they can get an email of the processing. Okay, and when the order's completed, okay, they will get this email here. Subject, email heading, your order is complete, so on and so forth. And you could change all these things around if you want them to say something else. Here's a customer invoice. This is what they'll receive. Once again, pretty much the same stuff. Email subject paid, email heading paid. You could put that in there. You could put the defaults to your blog name. Like if you wanted your blog, right here, like we could copy this entire thing here. Let me show you. Just highlight this whole thing and put it right in there. Then that way your blog name, whatever it is, order from the order date, and then that's email subject paid, and then you could see that it already defaults to that, so you actually don't even have to put that in there. Okay, so then you'll just click Save Changes to enable this email notification type. And then we'll go over here to customer note. Let's say that you just want to send the customer a note. Okay, well, you can do that, you know, and you'll be doing that over here in product or in order process and orders right here, and I'll show you that here in a minute. So you can enable this so you can send them an email right from the orders. And here is where, let's say that somebody purchased something and they were coming back to download it or check on their order or whatever, and they forgot their password and they need to reset their password. Well, it's good to leave this enabled so they can reset their password and check in on their account status. And when somebody creates a new account, then they will get an email, confirmation email that you can enable here. Okay? It's just kind of like a welcome email. All right, so that's it about the emails. Now let's go on to this integration. Now there's you can integrate it with your Google Analytics ID, so you can keep track of your sales through your Google Analytics. You know, you can see how the people found you, what websites they came from, how long they were on the page, you know, how many people were on there, and then you would set your domain name. You can add the tracking code, but you would, of course, you'd have to log into your Google Analytics and get that ID. Okay, this share this is, let's say that you know, you wanted people to be able to share your different products with the share this publish ID. So you could show the share this code on your you know, website. You can see here, here's a little code for, you know, Facebook, and here's the one for Twitter. So they would just put, if you enabled this, you know, you could click Save Changes. And then a lot of people want to brag about what they just bought. So you would have a share your card account. You could create an account here and enable this. You'll get a client ID and an app key for people to be able to share their cards. All right, well, let's go ahead and create our first product. Okay, so that after you got all this set up, it's time to start creating your products. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go over here and click Add Product. All right, and we'll just call this a test product right now, just like this, test and test. And so what I want you to do, we could fold this up. You could fill in your WordPress SEO by Yoast. That would be a good idea to do. But let's say that this is just a simple product. Okay, now it could be virtual, which means that they're not shipped. Okay, you'll notice that the shipping tab right here disappears whenever we click on virtual. Okay, and then if it's downloadable, you want to click here, and then it gives you a place to upload a file, possibly an MP3 or a photograph or something like that. You know, maybe people want to buy your artwork and display it on their website. You could do something like that there and sell pieces of your artwork. But this particular one has to do with t-shirts, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit simple product. And I'm just going to put t-shirt as the SKU number. You can put it whatever you want. And maybe it's $99. Maybe you have a sale price of $77. Okay. And here you could schedule the sale. Like if you wanted the sale to start tomorrow and last for the next 5 days, you would hit you know, the start date and then hit the end date right here. And then that would be it. And then the sale would be over. Okay. So let's say that we just want it to be on sale right now. Okay, so we'll just leave it right there. Now here is where you manage your inventory. You can manage the stock, and you'll notice you get this little drop down. Now maybe you only have 2 in stock of this, okay? And the stock status will be in stock or, you know, out of stock when it hits that number, okay? Now here you can allow back orders. They may be out of stock, but you can allow and notify the customer saying, hey, we're out of stock, but if you order this, I will ship it to you as soon as I get it in. And then you could sell individually. Enable this to only allow 1 item to be bought in a single order. So you could make it so, hey, you can't buy 5 of these, you can only buy 1. So that's how you would tick that one. All right, let's go down here to shipping. Let's say, you know, the weight is 2 pounds. The length, width, and height you can put in here, you know, if you like. So we'll just put oh, I don't know, 10 inches possibly. You know, the boxes are a little bit hard to see, but 10 inches by 0.5 inch. And here's if you define any shipping classes, you'll put them on there, but we haven't defined any, but that's okay. Here we can link other products. Let's say that we had another product that was similar to this one. Well, we can search for the product right here. If we would have clicked in here, if we had, now this is our first product, so it's not going to give us any options, okay? But we could, you know, if we had other products, once we ticked in this box, it would give us choices. Here, cross sells, we can cross sell items, and it's kind of, you know, kind of like the same thing like upsells, where it would show these other items at the bottom of the page. You can group the products as well. All right. Here's your attributes, and if you want to know about attributes and stuff, I've created a tutorial at Able Website Pro. Just type in Woocommerce attributes that discusses this in detail. Okay, but this is a basic tutorial, so just to get you started. All right, and of course, you know, you'd fill in all the other fields like you would in any other WordPress content management system. You know, the only difference is these are product categories instead of, you know, post categories. And then you can still add your tags, and you know, you can have a product gallery and set featured image. So I'm going to go ahead and just select one of these images, and you know, just for the sake of demonstrating this for you, and then I'm going to hit publish just like that. Okay, so now let me go on to the front end of the website. Okay, and the pages aren't published yet, okay, because I haven't I have a custom menu structure, but I'm going to go up here, I'm going to hit shop, and the pages are there, they're just not part of the menu structure. Okay, right now we see this over here. Okay, so we can style this with a little bit of CSS. Notice whenever I click add to cart, it doesn't direct me to another page, but it gets me right there. And then I can hit view cart, right? And then so we could you know, calculate the shipping or whatnot, you know, or we could proceed to check out. If we had a coupon, we would apply the coupon here. Okay, so when we proceed to checkout, now notice we could share it on the different platforms as well. And here's where the customer would fill out the first name, last name, company name, street address, so on and so forth. Now notice how, you know, in our parameters we just said you know, for billing address, but let's say that they wanted to ship to a different address. Well, they would just untick this and fill in the shipping address there, but otherwise it will just default to the billing address. And here you can, you know, proceed to pay with PayPal. They have to tick this and then place the order, and that will direct them to PayPal where they could pay you. Okay, so that's how that goes. Now, let's say that an order came in. Okay, how would you process these orders? Well, if we go to our Woocommerce where it says orders here, we'll see a list of orders. And let me see if I could find another website here that I've done so you can see how the process works. And you'll see the list of orders. I'll just go straight to there on this other website so you can see the status of the orders and whatnot and how they're filled out here. And let me see here. Let me go down to let's see, WooCommerce orders. All right. And as soon as that loads up, I'll bring it over. Okay, so here you'll notice in your orders, you'll have the order number, the billing address, and so on and so forth. What they ordered, you know, maybe you want to update the orders, and so on and so forth. Blurring out a lot of the information because I don't want it to go through, of course. But here you can do, you know, view the actions. Okay, so we can view the actions of this order. Now, order actions, you can say, you know, you can resend order emails, new order processing, order complete order. And when you do that and click Save Order, they'll receive a notification. Here you can see that the order was completed, refunded, canceled. And so here's how you can, you know, elaborate on what's going on there as far as your orders. Okay? So that's pretty much it as far as, you know, setting it up for the first time and what you need to know about the Woocommerce. This is Max with A1 Website Pro. I hope this tutorial helps some folks out. Thanks for watching. Bye.